Hello everyone, I invite you to review a few selected cryptocurrencies. Let's start by checking what is the situation on the BTC chart in pair to USDT on a one-day interval. At the beginning, we can use the blue lines to mark the uptrend channel in which the price is moving. Now let's move on to determining the support line that we should take into account in the coming days, and as you can see, the first support in the near future is $17,521. If the support is broken, then the next support is $17,132, $16,823, and $16,503. Next, it is worth checking what resistances should be taken into account. As you can see, the first resistance is $18,480. If you manage to overcome it and positively test, the way will open towards the second resistance at $19,193 and the third at $20,205. Looking at the CHOP indicator, we can see that in the one-day time frame, some of the energy has been used, but there is still a lot left for the next move. The MACD indicator confirms that we are in an uptrend. However, we are already quite high on the RSI. Moreover, when we look at smaller intervals like 4 hours, 1 hour, and 30 minutes, we can see that the RSI indicator is heavily overheated, which may indicate an imminent price correction. As the second, we will check the LTC/USDT chart also on a one-day interval. Here we can also determine the uptrend channel with the blue lines. Despite the price breakout attempt at the bottom and the top, we remain in the channel all the time. Let's start by identifying what support we have in the coming days. The first support will be at $75.29, but if that support is broken, we will have second support at $72.11, third support at $69.05, and fourth support at $64.95. Looking the other way, in the same way we can mark the resistance places that should be taken into account, and in this situation we see that we have the first resistance at $82.39. If LTC breaks it and positively tests, we have further resistance at $87.91. The third resistance is at $92.30 and fourth at $96.73. On the CHOP index, we see that there is a lot of energy for the next move. The MACD indicator indicates a local downtrend, while on the RSI we are above halfway, but there is still some room for further growth after a small correction. Next in today's chart is Solana paired with USDT. Let's start by marking with blue lines the triangle in which the price was moving. As you can see, it managed to go down. Currently, the price has approached the resistance at $14.91. However, we see a small price retracement. However, if the resistance is overcome, then the price will have to fight the strong resistance zone from $15.86 to $17.19. Only when it manages to exit this zone at the top and then positively test it, the price will be able to go further up. However, if we see a change in direction and the price starts to fall, we can see with the fib retracement tool that we first have a strong support zone from $14.02 to $13.44. If the zone does not hold the price, we have another support at the price of $12.96, and then at the price of $12.48. It is worth noting that on the one-day timeframe we still have a lot of energy for the next move, and on the RSI we have a lot of room for further price increase. However, it should be remembered that when BTC starts to fall, it can pull SOL down. The last one in today's review is the Matic chart in pair to USDT. As we can see, the price is broken out of the downtrend line, and now we can mark the uptrend channel in which the price is moving with the blue lines. Now let's move on to determining the support for the price, and here we see that we first have a strong support zone from 82 cents to 70 cents. If the price falls below the designated zone, we can see a drop to around 53 cents and a delta to 32 cents. Looking the other way, we see that we have the first resistance at 94 cents. If the price goes up, then we have a strong resistance zone from $1.32 to $1.64. Only when the price breaks this zone and tests it positively, we will be able to see further increases. Please look at the CHOP index, which indicates that we have a lot of energy which, when BTC is falling, can be used for a large correction. The MACD indicator indicates that we are on the verge of entering a downtrend, while looking at the RSI it is difficult to clearly determine the direction. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.